Wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, talk to my friend Tom.
That's
but
me.
Not when we're too busy playing Final Fantasy XIV to record a podcast.
Right.
In those cases, I don't. Well, I mean, we still talk, but we don't talk about Stray Kids. We're going to talk about Stray Kids today, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good change.
Right.
It's a good change.
We've watched some TV.
Acorn. Wait, not Acorn. Acorn TV. Yeah, Acorn TV is like the other BBC shows. No, we watched Amigo TV. It's basically the same.
I love how quick you were on it. You're like, Acorn TV. Wait, fuck.
It's true. It's true. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we watched Acorn. Oh we watched Amigo TV episodes 2 and 3. Am I ever gonna get it out of my mouth? These were episodes of the variety show where they were doing some challenges. It was the first variety show they ever attended, so they didn't have good camera discipline at the time, which was funny. The production in the editing made fun of them with like text on screen being like, turn around, cameras are over here. So that was pretty funny. I think that any stay owes it to themselves to watch this. I can't believe in all my time in Stayville on Twitter that I hadn't heard a rumor of Jisung licking Sungmin's face. Yeah. Like, how did I not hear about that? And if you're a stay and that's your first time hearing that happened,
it happened.
It's on the level of Changbin giving a kiss to Felix.
Yeah.
Like
during the survival show.
Yeah, during the survival show. Like, come on. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm glad. This is like why we're watching all the content. But speaking of
so that you
watching
can
all the
see
content,
them lick each other.
Yeah, I mean, relationship goals.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When's the last time you licked me, Phil? What the hell?
You're far away.
All I hear is excuses.
Yeah. Well, that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, an explanation. Let's just detour for a second and talk about what we're doing with the show right now, with our show.
Do we need to talk about that? I mean, like,
a little bit. I like people to know what we're doing, because so far we've been covering every like video that Stray Kids has ever put out. But things are pretty exciting in current day Stray Kids, and Jeanette and I are constantly watching, rewatching videos from Kingdom, and so we were discussing it and desperately wanted to get you caught up as fast as possible. So she rewrote like the entire game plan for the podcast as far as like what content we're going to watch, going through it all, and then like once we reach our goal of being caught up, there will still be like a backlog of stuff that we can jump back to and still enjoy, because the stuff we left out is stuff that's like it's still going to be enjoyable no matter what. Like it's not going to be stuff that matters to, let's say, their storyline necessarily. So
right.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're going to be watching the 9th. We're gonna keep watching the 9th. That was one of the contenders for elimination. In which case we would have gone straight to I Am Who, but no, it's too good. I watched just the first like half of the episode that we watched tonight. We watched the first episode of the 9th season 2, and I thought the production values went way up. They cut a lot of the lulls out and just kept the fun. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. How did you feel? Amigo TV episode 2 had them do a dance relay where they had to continue dancing to different songs. They had to jump into the choreography for different songs.
Yeah.
And if any of them made a mistake, a member of production ran out onto the stage and hit them with a big plastic mallet. So that was pretty hilarious. I thought it was good. And then the second half of the episode, they're pretty short. Second half was them being blindfolded and then having to put an object between two members' cheeks and try and guess what the object was. Yeah,
that's the best. That's where the lick comes in.
That's where the lick comes in. Oh yeah,
it was
hot.
Yeah. So some of it, the first one that they did, the broccoli. I mean, it was funny in its own right. But the next one was when they really were embracing the amount of shenanigans they could be having with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they didn't really mess with the first group. I don't know why. Maybe because Changbin was the one in charge of holding the object in the second one. Although, did he hold the... No, Hyunjin had the broccoli, I think. Held it.
I don't remember who was holding what, but I know that it was funny.
Yeah, they definitely got into the mood of the show and started messing with each other. Rather than just taking it seriously and doing, following exactly what the production team said. The point is to be entertaining, and they were that. It was great. It was really great. Yeah, and then the third episode and final episode of Amigo TV for now was because apparently they've been on it again in the future, but I don't think we're gonna watch it until after we're caught up.
What's that? Acorn TV?
Yeah, Amigo TV. It's Amigo TV.
Okay.
Look, all right. Let me explain myself. Let me explain. Confession time. Confession corner. Phil's confession corner.
Okay.
All right, here's the deal.
Yeah.
I've been watching this show.
Oh, my God. What is it called?
It's not Kingdom.
Okay.
It's called The Broken Wood Mysteries. So.
Oh, yeah. You told me about this. How there's more than one.
Yeah. I like mystery shows in general. It's kind of like a... Gotta clear my throat. Hang on. I'm gonna cut this. It's wow, that didn't help. Maybe I won't cut
it. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Anyway, it's kind of a police procedural. Generally what I'll watch is British whodunit mysteries. And you have just one main detective or two partners, and they go through a murder mystery or whatever, and then eventually they gather all the suspects and they suss out everything that happened, right? That's just the structure of all of these shows.
Yeah.
That's not exactly how this one goes, but the main character does he does still do the suss out of the subject of the criminal, as it were. But anyway, I'm totally off track here because all right, so it's a New Zealand show.
Okay.
And if I was to watch it on Prime or if you wanted to get it internationally, you would get it through Acorn. It's on Acorn TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So Acorn has just been on my mind because of that, and now I apparently can't get rid of it. But hey, this is the last episode of Amigo TV, so I don't have to worry about it because it's never going to come up again.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a mystery show, it's got 7 seasons. I'm on season 2. Every episode is an hour and a half long. They're fucking movies. So it's great. And the detective in it, he's a New Zealander who likes country music. And when that was the premise, I was like, that's interesting. I didn't know that New Zealanders liked country music. And so I was talking about it with my friend Kevin, who likes country music, because this is the first time we've talked about Kevin since episode 3.
Oh no, Kevin's making a comeback.
He's making a comeback, just like Stray Kids is right now. Stream their song. If you're not Tom, stream it right now.
What song?
Stream it. They have a new song out.
I'm not allowed to listen to that.
I know. That's why I'm telling the listener, not you. I said not Tom. Everybody else. Everybody else who's listening to this. All of you from all around the world. I see you, Brazil.
Yeah.
All of you should be streaming right now. Well, I don't know why you're listening to this. I mean, unless you're streaming on your computer while you're listening to this. Anyway. So, I was talking to him about it, and I wanted to be like, oh, yeah, like, I know that he likes country, and I'm not into country at all, right? No interest, but we've talked about it before, and I watched a little bit, like, Ken Burns did a documentary about country music, and so I watched a little bit about it, but when I got to, like, the 4th or 5th episode, I started to realize that basically every story was, yes, they had an interest in music, and then they met a black person, and suddenly... Like, every story was like that. Like, every story. I was a little weird. So, did you know that?
I don't understand. What does black people have to do with this?
All right, so in Ken Burns' documentary series about country music, the story frequently goes that, like, there's a guy, like a person who is white, and they are interested in music or whatever, and they eventually become famous, and somewhere in their journey on the road to become famous, they like meet up with or train or learn songs from a black person or black people. There are definitely some artists who would go around in the South and then just like write down other people's music, like learn other people's music, and then they would come back up and record it and release it as themselves.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, this was like, it was just like a common theme for, anyway, regardless, it doesn't matter, like, you know, the music could still be good or whatever, it doesn't matter, but I just thought it was interesting, and I find history interesting, so history of country music more interesting to me than actual country music. But
yeah,
I was just like, oh, maybe he'll know like some of these songs or whatever, right? And so I was like, oh yeah, I told him, you know, I'm watching the shows, guy's like super into country music. I don't know any of these songs, but he says like things that country people say, right? Like there's a saying that the country music is just 3 chords and the truth. That's like a thing. Sounds cool.
Okay.
And he said that line in the show, and I was like, whoa. Great. I knew that. I understood that reference. That's what I thought. But so anyway, I sent all this music to Kevin. I was like, yeah, check it out, blah blah blah. But as I was looking at it, I thought like, oh, these are gonna be like older country artists. He'll recognize them, all the stuff, right? And then like I start Googling all these people, and I'm like, they're all from New Zealand. And I was like, wait a minute. I thought, when he said he was listening to country music, I thought they were like from the U.S. You know, like I was
right.
like, wait a minute, I need to understand something here. And I asked him about it. I was like, I didn't know that there was like a big community of country singers in New Zealand.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, we can talk to Dan about it. Maybe Dan knows some things about that.
Isn't he from Australia or is he New Zealand?
Oh my God, he's from New Zealand.
Oh my God. Don't show him this part. He'll never listen to it.
No, he won't.
Fine. I thought, well, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure they get it all the time. I should have known that because we always called him a Kiwi. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's how you know. But what's funny is that I sent him this giant playlist. And then he was like, oh yeah, like New Zealand country people, blah, blah, blah. And he like sent me back a song that he knows from a female artist, and who is from New Zealand and is a country artist that he likes, presumably. Otherwise, he wouldn't have known about it or sent it to me. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's literally the 3rd song on the playlist that I sent him. Like the one that he was like, yeah, this is one of those New Zealand country artists, and I was just like, this is the same person. This is they're on the soundtrack repeatedly. Like, so I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like if you're gonna make a show about a New Zealander who's into country music, you would get New Zealand country musicians to be on the soundtrack. Anyway, what podcast is this?
Stray Kids, K-pop.
Oh, Stray Kids, K-pop. Yes. So after this episode, so in episode 3, they did this like longer challenge. It was, it's still, they're both short episodes, but they did a longer challenge where they split into groups where it was like the people who were born after the year 2000 and the people who were born before, which splits them into 4 and 5. And they basically had to do these food challenges. The first one had the older members eating a sandwich, one of which, or two of which, had wasabi in it, which, like, I don't know. I mean, like, maybe they get more horseradish sauce and get more wasabi than I do. But, like, if I just get, there's been one time where I got, like, too much wasabi. I like wasabi. I put it on my sushi and stuff. But I had one time where I got too much, and I just, like, exhaled involuntarily for about 30 seconds. Like, my body was just like, and I was like, what is happening to me? Like, I couldn't stop it from happening. It, like, got into my like sinuses, and I was just like breathing out. It was awful. So I couldn't imagine just like spreading that shit on a sandwich and then eating it. I don't know. Maybe it's better because you have more ingredients to cut it, but they did a good job.
I don't think I could do that. I don't like wasabi at all.
At all?
And maybe I haven't had the right wasabi, because like American wasabi is not the right wasabi.
I don't think I've ever had real wasabi. I've only had American wasabi. Yeah.
Either way, not a fan. Don't need it. Don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, in my youth, I was exposed to it before. I think I even ate sushi. I was exposed to it because Jackass or maybe even CKY, where they like snorted it and then vomited everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to wasabi, I believe. So yeah, I was not too stoked about trying it my first time, but you learn, like, good sushi generally, like a good chef like knows how to apply it a little bit to the fish, so you actually get some like on the underside of the fish between the rice and the fish,
right?
And it's great. It's a good flavor. But like, I just order my bullshit American rolls and I just slap some spicy shit on there just because I want to. So
right,
it's good. I don't know. I don't feel embarrassed about it. It's casual dining food in Japan, so it's not like it's anything special unless you're like eating at a high-end restaurant.
You mean sushi?
Yeah,
sushi's casual dining.
Yes,
it's like a cheeseburger.
You eat it with your fingers in Japan. Like that's the way you eat sushi. So yeah, it is. It's like there's a whole Dustin from Solo Travel blog. There's a solo travel blog where he talks about sushi Nazis and how like there's this reverence for sushi when in Japan like nobody takes it seriously unless you're like at like if you go and watch Jiro Dreams of Sushi and then you think that like all sushi is that, you are wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's one guy and he's got a super passion for it, but like
yeah. I mean,
not
it's
everybody
like,
does.
Yeah, it's just like anything else, really. I mean, like there are burger places all over Texas that you can go and get a burger and just eat it, and it's fine. And then there's like burger places in New York that are like, yeah, that's a $60 burger,
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just a different type of experience, but it's Anyway,
I don't think any burger is worth $60.
Oh, definitely. I don't even think Hop Dotty was worth eating, so I'll agree with you.
Hop Dotty. Have I had Hop Dotty?
Yes, because I was with you when we had it.
Was that place that like had the weirdest method of ordering and shit like that? Yeah. Okay.
Of course. The one where we waited in line for like 40 minutes and then they were like, "Oh, you're a group together. Okay, each of you has to order and then you can each pay individually." Like, so they had us like go through and order one at a time and still stand around in a group. So they didn't just like take one person's order, swipe the card. They had everyone's order and then they swiped everyone's cards afterwards. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good, and it took a long time to even get out to us. Like our food, we waited in line all this time because it was like this hot new place or whatever.
Yeah,
never again. There's one in Cedar Park now, like right down the street from us.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely refuse. I will never go there. Why would I do that to myself? I could get it Uber Eats. I wouldn't have to stand in line. Somebody would just go pick it up for me, and I have no interest. Never again.
Right? Why? I mean, maybe they've changed their ways, and made it a more pleasant experience. But yeah, I mean, like, like you said, it was like the new hotness. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's so good. Go try it." And then so we go try it, and it's like, this is okay. And the whole process was bullshit. So why why support this place?
Thank you. Oh Jesus, yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I just got a message from Jeanette that says, in all caps, OMG, Han licked Sungmin for the sake of a mushroom. Oh, so good. Yeah, it was really great. So the next part of episode 3 of Amigo TV, not Acorn, was the Millennium generation all had cups which had Americanos, iced Americanos. That's their drink of choice. It must be really, really popular in Korea because I see a lot of people drinking it in like content, or maybe it's just Stray Kids that like it. I have no idea. And
you only watch Stray Kids content,
right? Well, I've seen. I've seen a little some other people from other groups because of Kingdom. Kingdom exposed me to like other groups and But anyway, regardless, and it'll expose you too. You're gonna get exposed.
Ooh,
but that's in the future.
I'd rather be like I want. Never mind. I don't know how to say this.
Yep. I tapped my mic. Great.
Anyway,
I'm leaving that in.
I didn't hear it.
It's on there. I see the wiggle woo.
Oh no, the wiggly woo.
The wiggly woo. So in this one, they had to sit there and sip it, and the other team had to guess who had the fish sauce. One of them had fish sauce. The rest of them had iced Americanos.
Why does that sound so like aggressive? You sit there and sip it.
You sip it, you drink it, you gotta drink it. I mean, they were literally like telling him like one at a time, being like, drink it. I want to see your reaction. Changbin became the detective with superpowers trying to guess who it was by their reactions. And Sungmin, I'm hearing some crying outside of my door.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's Michelle.
What she want?
Well, she got sick a little while ago, and she's over it. She's been over it for a long time, but she's just still had a cough for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
because she's a baby, or she's a toddler, and it's just like hard for them to get over that kind of stuff. So she just coughs herself awake sometimes. But last night she slept all night long, and so Jeanette was doing okay this morning as opposed to terrible. So that was good. That was progress.
Right.
Yeah, because previously it was like every couple hours, and she'd be up for an hour. But Stray Kids is a group, and Ian had the fish sauce. So, and he drank a shitload of it. That's the thing that blew my mind.
Yeah.
So Changbin guessed it was somebody else. He thought it was, I think, Hyunjin, and he was wrong. It was Ian the whole time, and he, Jongin, I guess I shouldn't change it just because that's what they changed it. We've been calling him Jongin the whole time. Let's have some consistency here.
Yeah.
He drank so much of the fish sauce, and when other members went up and just smelled it, they like gagged.
Yeah.
And that made me kind of gag a little bit because I was just like, I can't believe that he sat there drinking it with a straight face. Like, also, some of the angles that they got on him, I was like, I don't know how they can't see it. I don't know how they are not able to tell that he's in pain right now.
Right.
But he drinks so much.
Maybe because they thought that he would be pretending,
Yeah.
But because he was drinking so much, they were like, it can't be him, right?
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, like even if you were because the other members were trying to pretend like they didn't want to drink their drink even though they had normal drinks. So it definitely did make it hard. I mean, my thought about it going in strategically, I was like, oh, just make everyone act like they don't like what they're eating or drinking.
Right.
It'll just be impossible. Like don't try and pretend that everyone's chill. Make everyone react.
Right.
That's the way to win. As long as you're good at it.
Yeah.
So that was the end of it. They had some like kind words, and said that they were happy that they were all together as 9 members, and this was like their first variety show. So yeah, good. Then we watched the 9th season 2 episode 1, and it was the Stray Kids' first trip to Japan. What'd you think of the episode?
It was funny. It was good. I mean,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It had flavors at the very beginning of SK Talker, like the stuff that we had started to get used to of them just like they're just traveling and talking to the camera. And I was like, a couple of scenes of it, I feel like I can totally deal with. That's fine. But when they arrived in Japan, they were given a challenge. They split into groups. And they were given a challenge to one group was going to go to Tower Records so they could take a picture at Tower Records.
Yeah.
And the other group wanted to go and have crepes in Harajuku. And they did.
Yeah.
And that's the whole story.
Both of those things happened.
Both of those things happened. I really enjoyed watching them go to Tower Records and look for their own album and hear their own song there. I think that's got to be like such a cool experience for them as artists, especially like Bangchan, who was a trainee for so long.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yep. It's good.
Speaking of that, being a trainee for so long, it was funny on the
Acorn TV.
Yeah. Yeah. when they were like trying to guess the rice cakes or
they tried to guess the rice cakes that from the restaurant right across from JYP that they frequent. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, it's definitely this one." And then I forget who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, you'd know because you had them for 8 years."
Yeah. Yeah, you would know. And then they were wrong. And they were like, "What did you do for 8 years?" Oh, it was great. That's so good. Yeah. That was pretty awesome. And what do you think? Like, have you ever had crepes? Are you a crepe guy?
Oh yeah.
Or do you think they're pretty crepe?
No, crepes are delicious. I mean, if they're done right. It also depends on the crepe. Like, obviously, dessert crepes are the way to go. But
yeah, naturally.
But like, some breakfast crepes, that's not a bad thing either.
Never had a breakfast crepe, and I've only even barely had a dessert crepe.
What do you mean barely? Like, what does that mean?
I've had Costco frozen crepes.
Okay. So you haven't actually been to a restaurant and ordered crepes. Oh, man.
I've been to restaurants that had it, but I by inclination was never to order it. So
right.
I've never been to like a crepe place. I don't know if one of those exists here, but I've never been to one. Maybe if I was in Japan. If I was in Japan, I definitely would.
Yeah, the first crepe I ever had was a dessert crepe, and it was from a place that's specialized in, like, that's all they did was crepes. So I think my first experience was definitely the best, but like the best possible experience you could have with crepes instead of like, a frozen box.
Oh yeah. Well, it was delicious, to be fair. So, I got an update. This is mostly just for you. I may cut this out. But we'd heard the crying. Michelle had coughed herself awake. I was correct about that. And I told you it was loud. Like I heard it in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But Michelle can't open doors yet.
Right.
So Jeanette told me that Logan woke up, opened the door to let her out to go and get Jeanette so that she would put her back to sleep. And then he just went back into his bed by himself and he's got a tent on his bed. He shut his own tent and then went right back to sleep.
Wow.
All by himself.
Wow.
I'm really proud of that. And it's also really funny to me that he woke up because she was crying, was just opened the door, went back to bed.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yep. Anyway, so the 9th was pretty good, and crepes are good, apparently. I've had store brand Costco crepes, which were good, to be fair. So they were really good.
Okay.
They're like chocolate, you know?
Yeah.
But okay, here's we can't even have them anymore because we got them. Jeanette's mom got them for us as like a gift or something, and we ate them. Like Jeanette and I ate them. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
But Logan's allergic to eggs, so
right.
I can't really have them in the house so much. Oh well, it's okay. I mean, we keep eggy products in the house. We have eggs from time to time, but yeah, we try, if it can be avoided, I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
And at this point, really, even for my birthday cake, I prefer the non-egg version that Jeanette had made for a few years for Logan's birthday. I like it. It's good. It's a good recipe. I don't know. It's not too sweet. It's sweet enough. It's great.
Yeah.
So Stray Kids is a group, and they were in Japan, and they had a good time.
Yeah.
I'm glad they had a good time. I thought they were pretty funny, especially when they were done having their crepes, and Han was like, I expect the other group to just show up right now, and he held his arm out, and then nothing happened. That didn't actually happen. But I've seen other content and stuff, and I think even in the 9th season 1, that's something that happened where they were talking, and then another group came in right as they were talking about stuff to the camera. But yeah, it's good. I think if you hardcore stays for any of this stuff, you're gonna love it. But I think if you were going to skip a season of the 9th, so far, this is just the way I'm judging it. If you were going between season 1 and season 2, and you wanted to skip one of them because there's too much content, there's a lot of Stray Kids content, I would say watch season 2. The quality of the cameras and everything, the filming, the way it was done in season 1 was pretty shoddy.
Right.
This season, the quality has gone up a lot, and I think that's just availability of 4K cameras and stuff has increased. So you're just able to get really high quality, even just on a selfie stick, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Just cameras in general have been very steadily progressing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, I mean, when I worked just a retail job at Best Buy, I sold cameras when we were there, and one of the hottest things that would always sell out around Christmas were digital cameras and of course digital photo frames. And now those are two things that just nobody fucking uses because everybody just has a better camera in their pocket with their phone.
Right.
There's no reason to have a separate camera unless you're getting a giant multi-lens camera. If you're getting that, perfect. That is something you want. But I don't even know. Do they? I'm sure. I guess they must sell just little cameras, actual cameras that are just cameras. But I don't know anyone that uses one. Other than GoPros, people use GoPros all the time.
GoPros are dope, but in terms of what I would need a camera for, unless I were trying to get into photography,
right? But then you would want like a higher end like DSLR or something, right? Like you wouldn't want to just buy like $100 Canon camera, you know? Or
yeah.
And that's what we used to sell a shitload of. So
right.
Maybe I'm just old. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, old? You are old. We've talked about this.
No,
I mean, you're young.
I'm young.
You're a young old man.
I'm in my 30s still.
Yeah, you're late 30s.
No, I'm in my 30s. You're in your 30s. Shut up.
Yeah, I am. Damn it.
Yeah.
I never thought this day would come.
And here you are.
Yep.
Yeah, 30 in the Navy, listening to K-pop boy groups all day long.
Yeah,
I assume.
I can't listen to them all day long.
You could listen to Mixtape, and I am not.
Well,
the next album is called I Am Who.
Who?
And I'm like, no, the album, it's called I Am Who.
Yeah, who?
Who? I know, the album, it's called I Am Who. That's the name of the album.
Who?
No, it's the name of the album is I Am Who. I'm just kidding. But it's, they all, the first 3 albums all kind of like share that naming scheme. I don't know if telling you the name of the 3rd album is not a spoiler, but
I don't think it is. Is it?
All right. So it goes like this. I am not. I am who? I am you.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. And it confuses, like Jeanette gets confused all the time between which is which. And in fact, I found that to be true today as I was going through and like setting up for our recording session, and some of the links were wrong between different albums. So, like they were all flipped around, and I was like, oh no, well, I know what it's supposed to be, and I fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think she just pasted one in the wrong place, and then everything else kind of fell into that pattern, but it's fine. We got it.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. And it really was effective. Shark Rocket.
I knew it was coming.
How did you know?
I know these things. Yes, I do.
No. It's true. All right. Well, that was all the Stray Kids content that we watched this week.
Right.
But next week, we're going to be watching the rest of the 9th season 2. So that's episodes 2 through 5. 4 episodes. So buckle up. It's going to take a lot of...
buckle up.
Boys
buckle up. And girls.
Boys and
kids,
girls.
Really.
And our non-binary friends. So... the episode after that, we will be opening our copies of I Am Who. So we really only have a very short amount of time until we're on to another album, and then you're gonna have a ton of Stray Kids songs to listen to. So
quite a bit.
It's gonna be good. Quite a bit. We're gonna get you caught up. We're
getting there.
Good.
We've ordered.
What is that voice?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. We tell the people. What did we order?
We've ordered a lot. Well, I don't know exactly what we've ordered. I don't have the list myself. Anna does, but we've ordered quite a bit.
Okay. I can tell the people. That we have ordered every album of Stray Kids. The rest of them.
Right.
Yeah, all of them. And for my part, I enjoy the unboxing. I think that's a really fun part of the episode. But I already owned 4 of them, so I bought them anyway.
Again.
Yeah,
for more cards.
I bought them again. Yeah, well, more cards, and each of the mini albums has 2 versions, so I bought the other version.
Right.
So yeah, it's a way to justify it. I justified it.
Fine. Totally.
Yeah, it's justified.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But it's gonna be fun. And then there's their full album, and then the album after that, and the latest album is also included, just so that we can get them all. So every single album by Stray Kids you will own when that order arrives. But you can only look at one of them at a time. And we will get through them as fast as possible to get you caught up.
Anna's going to have to be a part of this process because she's going to have to open it
and give you the right one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And hide the rest, or just keep them in the box, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's easy enough. It's probably going to be a really big box. That's a lot of albums.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll take a picture of it when it gets here.
7 albums. And as we've discussed, they're big books,
Mm-hmm.
they're not little things.
Yeah, they're not jewel cases.
They're not jewel cases
or jewel pods.
Sure. Jewel pods.
Yeah, like the vape jewel.
Oh, all right. Sure.
That's what I thought you meant the first time you said that jewel case. I was like, I didn't know that's what they were called. So you said jewel case, and I'm like, what? What is
jewel case?
What does vaping have to do with
plastic cases that we all used to get?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not that. But I'm gonna go use my vape, and then we will see all of you. You'll all be listening. I'm sure Ben will be here, listening to the end of this. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
How you been?
Hi. Jesus Christ. Ben, I hope you listen to Stray Kids. Jamin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was hanging out with us the other night. It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. Oh, for anyone who may or may not know, Ben is the guy from one of the earlier episodes.
It was like episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah. He's the guy that I hated initially. I mean, I didn't hate him.
It has been so many episodes. We're on episode 17. We're going to have to retell the story.
Right.
So Tom was told that there's a guy at work that he's definitely going to like because they both play WoW.
Right.
And Tom's immediate reaction was, there's no way I'm going to like this person.
Right. Because if you tell me like, there's this similar interest or whatever, there's some commonality, and that's why we will be friends, or I will be friends with somebody that you know. My immediate thought is,
hi, Logan.
No, we're not. And now I hate you.
Logan's here. Hold on. I gotta take Logan to go poop.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Well, maybe we should just end the episode. Or he's he's leaving. All right. Well, now I'm just here talking to myself, I guess. Anyway, so the point is, I don't know, maybe some of you guys out there are like this, where don't tell me we're going to be friends. Let it happen naturally. Because if you tell me we're going to be friends, I'm going to hate you immediately. And I probably didn't like you to begin with. So, yeah. Anyway, how are you? How's your weekend been? How's your life going? Let us know in the comments below. This isn't a video. There's no comments below. Just email us. I'll make a stay pod at gmail.com. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Phil will know. He'll be able to correct me when he gets back, or like when he's editing this and making it good, to release. And then he's like listening to this and he goes, no, that's not it. And then he'll have to record a little insert of himself being like, it's not that, it's this, and then put it in there, like maybe like right now while I'm talking, he's just going to talk over me and be like, no.
Hey everybody, it's Phil from the future. I am editing the podcast right now, and I finally get to hear what Tom said while I was out of the room. He was actually right. That is the correct email address, and if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's I'll Make a Stay Pod on Twitter.
It's this instead. Yeah, so I've been flying. Well, I've been running around Final Fantasy. Getting my ether currents, so that I can fly in the zones. I've done 2. I was able to do 2 tonight. I'm gonna go try to do a third. I think the other two. So there's 5 zones in the Shadowbringers. I think there's 5 major zones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5. 2 of them, I'm pretty sure I can't finish yet because I'm not far enough into the main story quest. But I'm gonna get there. I'll be there in time. But for the 3 zones that I have full access to, I am getting my flight access done so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. What's this one? This is number 2. I have number 2. Okay, all right. Anyway, let us know if you're playing Final Fantasy. If you're going to play Final Fantasy, play on Genova, which is on the some data center. I don't remember which one. Primal, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it's Aether? I don't know. Find the data center that Genova's on, and that's the one that you want to play if you want to play Final Fantasy with us. Or just come by and say hello. Because that's what we're playing. Also, I stream sometimes on twitch.tv/txtom. So check that out. And okay. Phil's back.
Yep, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yep, thanks for waiting patiently.
Yeah, no problem.
It was a surprise to me. Didn't think he'd be awake, so that was interesting. The door just opened and there he was.
Mm-hmm.
Where were we? We're gonna do an outro now. I think we were gonna do an outro, so let's just do an outro. Were you talking?
Yeah, the whole time.
Oh my god.
The whole time.
Well, I guess I gotta leave all this in then. I can't wait to hear what happened while I was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll be back next week. And
and it really was effective.
No, that's not where I was going. I was gonna say Stray Kids rules. I don't know. We don't really have a sign off yet, so is it necessary to have a sign off to your podcast? I have no idea.
I don't know.
You tell me.
No, you tell me, man. I don't know.
You tell me.
Oh, I don't have that one.
The podcast is already ending right now. How about that?
Yeah.
The music is gonna start playing right now.
Take it easy.
And then we're all gonna say bye. Bye bye.
Bye 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 bye.
And by now it's gone.
Yeah.
Or is it? Did I just turn the podcast back on just to start playing the music again?
No.
I'm going to do it again.
We're playing the music twice.
Right now. Bye, everybody.
What is this chaotic energy?
Yeah, well, yeah. I know. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.